To the graduating class 2022 seniors, this is my farewell message to you. It's kind of crazy to think that we've gotten this far. It seems like just yesterday was the beginning of the school year and you're walking onto campus for your first day, and now here we are and you're graduating. It seems like there's a lot of things to be said. Your class has endured so much. I mean, you went through a pandemic as sophomores and lost a quarter of your school year. You came back as juniors and you had a COVID-modified school year. You had to endure contact tracing and you had to endure mandatory quarantines. You had to learn remote school, Microsoft Teams, and you've missed out on proms and dances and events and restrictions and just the stress of it all and just learning how to balance all of those things. You know, it's not an easy thing to do, what you've been asked to do. And I want to commend you for the class really that you've shown. I want to commend you for the resiliency that you've shown. I think that you handled all of this in stride. And that says something about your character. I know that we have a lot of impressive people that come through the school and they come through here every year and there's a lot of things that could be said. But, you know, this class holds a special place in my heart. I know that everyone's proud of you. I know that your parents worked a lot and sacrificed a lot to get you to this point. I know that your teachers have had to make adjustments and roll with the punches and deal with whatever challenges came our way in the last 2 years, 3 years really, but everybody is proud of you. Everybody knows that you've worked hard. Everybody knows that you've endured so much. Everybody knows that you've had to overcome all of these challenges. And it's been a real non-traditional route for you, and I think that's something that bears repeating. So I want to encourage you. I want to give you some feedback. I want to give you some compliments, but I want to challenge you a little bit too. And what would a Coach Cook TED Talk be without giving you a little life advice, right? So I'll just tell you my crack at it. I just want to start by just praising and complimenting this class. You know, there's so many impressive people in this class. Most of you I know personally. I mean, I could go down the list of easily more than 100 people and talk about personal experiences that I have or conversations that we've had. Or things that I could say specifically about you, and obviously we don't have time or energy for that, but we have multi-sport athletes that have broken records, that have been district champions, that have really shattered expectations. We have musicians, we have performing artists, we have creative artists, we have, people in the band, we have people in our curricular activities with speech and debate, mock trial, all of the academic math team and things like that have taken place in the last 3 years that you've been a part of, and clubs. I mean, we could just go on and on and on about the accomplishments. And accomplishments are great. Accomplishments are important. Don't get me wrong. I know that you've worked hard and you've gotten all of this on your resume, and I don't want you to downplay your experience in terms of accomplishments, but I want to shift the focus a little bit as you leave this place, as you walk away from your chapter at Gulf Breeze High School, and move forward into the next phase of your life, into the next chapter of your life, and you want to create things, and you want to discover things, and you want to build on this momentum. The academic habits and the study habits and the things that you have established at this point in your life that will hopefully serve you well in the next phase of your life. I don't know what the next step looks like for everybody that's listening to this. I know we have people that are going to join the armed forces. I know we have people that are going to go to four-year universities. I know we have people that are going to go to trade schools. I know that we have people that are taking gap years, or people who are traveling. We have people who have a chance to go overseas and study abroad in Europe. I mean, all of those things are extremely exciting chapters in the next part of your life. And I'm excited for you. I know that's something that you've worked hard for. I know that's something that you've looked forward to. It's probably a little bit surreal that it's actually coming into fruition at this point. And so I want to encourage you that take lessons with you when you leave this place, take relationships with you when you leave this place, but also start to focus on what the next chapter looks like and beyond that, right? So a little bit of encouragement I'll start with a quote from Aristotle. Aristotle famously said, "You are what you repeatedly do." And if you know me, you know how I am as far as life choices and habits and things that are inside of your control. And that's one of the pieces of advice that I would give you. Now that you're adults, now that you are responsible for your own well-being, I would strongly encourage you to separate the things that are inside of your control from outside of your control and kind of compartmentalize that. One of the things I think that is a valuable thing for you to hear is take responsibility for yourself. And I think that's a positive thing. I don't think that's a knock. I don't think that is a complaint or an indicator to say that you're irresponsible. I just want to encourage you to understand that you're in control of a lot more than you probably realize. You know, your health, there's things inside your control and outside your control. In your finances, there's things inside your control and outside your control. You know, in your relationships, there's things that you can control and things that you can't. And I would highly encourage you to be a person who takes responsibility for the things that matter and things that are of value to you, right? You know, trauma is not a choice. Unfairness is going to happen. There are things that you get that you don't deserve. And if you allow yourself to be a victim, if you allow yourself to have that mentality of victimhood, then you're not taking responsibility for your own well-being, right? So that's not to blame you for outcomes that have happened in your life or that will happen in your life, but that's to just encourage you to really spend this next phase of your life figuring yourself out, self-discover, focus on who you are, focus on what your ethics are and what your morals are, what's important to you. Investigate the world is what I mean to say. You know, we're pretty good consumers, and I just want to point out that you're not here to consume what's being put into the universe. I want to encourage you to be a person who puts things back out into the universe. Don't just take and take and take and wonder what the world has for you, chasing the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And too much focus on any one thing can be bad. Too much accomplishment is bad. Too much attention is bad. Too much fame is bad. Too much money is bad. I don't want you to become this narcissistic consumer that's always concerned with what you're gaining from an experience. Because not only is that unfulfilling, but that also makes us ungrateful, and it lends us to this victimhood mentality when things don't go our way, because we learn to think that people in the world are out there to serve us. So what I would encourage you to set your sights on what you can accomplish, because there's work to be done. And you have the talents and you have the skills. And if no one's challenged you or no one's encouraged you, I know a lot of you, and I can tell you this: you are impressive people. You're smart, you're intuitive, you're socially aware. You recognize the problems in the world. You recognize oppression. You recognize unfairness. You recognize things that can be solved. And you have a heart to solve them. So go to work. Set yourself up for the task of fixing the problems that society has, because you're equal to the task. You can do it. You're going to be the solution. You're the next generation. You're going to be the CEOs. You're going to be the doctors. You're going to be the lawyers. Some of you will be surgeons. Some of you will be business owners and CEOs. Some of you may become teachers. Some of you will be bankers or financial advisors. Some of you may become professors. Some of you may own and operate any manner of company. Some of you will go defend our country. You are America now. You are adults. You're joining this elite group of people, this tight-knit fraternity that is not students of Gulf Breeze High School, but alumni of Gulf Breeze High School. And it's your turn now. It's this next phase is about self-actualizing and finding your purpose. This next phase is about who you are as a person, what you're built to do, what you can contribute to society. Don't spend these next 4, 5, 8, 10, 12 years, however long it ends up being, don't spend that time pursuing the things that make you happy all the time in any given moment. Because I have to be honest with you, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't really know what the future holds for you. I don't know if there's trauma headed your way. I don't know if you're going to get the job that you want. I don't know if your relationships are going to fall apart. I don't know if you're going to achieve your dreams. I don't have those answers. And there's no foolproof way to accomplish those things. But here's what I do know, and I'll leave you with this. A fulfilling life is not the same thing as happiness. A fulfilling life is a life of purpose. When you pursue something that has meaning in it, that has value, when you pursue the meaningful things in your life, the meaningful relationships, the meaningful experiences, the meaningful pursuits, the meaningful contributions, when you set up your path in an intentional purpose, then you're going to find fulfillment in life. Because there are going to be times where things happen that are outside of your control. But your life is not going to be about the outcomes. Your life is not going to be about the measurable things. Your life is going to be pursued in pursuant of a greater purpose. And only in that way are you going to find fulfillment. Because it isn't about the outcomes in life. It's about your perspective. It's about how you go forward. It's about what your goals are and what your hopes are and what your dreams are. At the end of your life, you're going to have a legacy. You know, at the end of your career, you're going to have a legacy. At the end of your high school career, now that you're leaving Gulf Breeze High, you have a legacy. I think about what my legacy will be. Not from a selfish standpoint, not from a narcissistic standpoint, but because I want it to matter. I want my life to matter. I want your life to matter. I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to be well. And to give you the advice to make that happen, I have to encourage you to invest and focus on the things that will derive the most joy and value in your life. You're not going to look back on your life and wish you had made more money. You're not going to look back on your life and wish you had gotten more promotions. You're not going to look back on your life and wish that you had been more comfortable all the time. So stop pursuing the things that make you comfortable. Stop allowing yourself to feel attacked when you're in a moment where you should be growing from an experience. Allow yourself to be invested in, to be coached. Allow the people who want good things for you to help you in your journey along the way. So what does that look like? Pursue experiences, not accomplishments. Pursue meaningful work, something that adds value to society and solves a problem that will give you intrinsic value. Surround yourself with people who have your best interests in mind. Cultivate those relationships, but then allow them to pour into you. Get yourself a mentor. Compartmentalize your life into the various aspects that are important. Your spiritual life, your financial life, your marriage, your parenting, your job. All of these different facets of your life are important. So surround yourself with the people that will help you be successful, but surround yourself with the people who are going to invest in you, and surround yourself with the people who are going to help you achieve those goals. And set yourself in a direction and pursue it. Don't pursue comfort. Don't pursue things that make you happy in the short term. Don't just think you can accidentally be complacent and unintentional about your life and good outcomes will come as a result of that. Happiness is a byproduct of a life well lived. It's not a pursuit. It's a byproduct of a purposeful and meaningful life. I'm really proud of you. I know your teachers are proud of you. I know your parents are proud of you. You've done so much since you've been here. You've accomplished so much since you've been here. You have so many teammates. You have teachers, not just here at the high school, at the middle school, the elementary school, other schools that you've been to. You have mentors. You have guidance counselors. There are so many people who have just pushed you along and cheered for you and poured into you. And that wasn't to serve your ego. That was to develop you as a citizen. So don't waste that investment that everyone has poured into your life. Pay it forward to the community here at Gulf Breeze High School by turning yourself into a person that we can be proud of. Don't make your life about measurable outcomes. Make your life about pursuing meaningful processes. Don't be afraid to reach out to people that have helped you along the way. Don't be afraid to send emails to your former teachers. Don't be afraid to tell people how they've affected you in a positive way. Learn how to communicate effectively. We're really proud of everything that you've accomplished, seniors. We're really excited that you've gotten to this point. It's really special to see when we get to this part of the school year, to see how everything has culminated and come to a head. And now that you're going to pursue other things and move on to the next level, it's not going to be the same. You know, every year there's a new crop of faces and a new crop of personalities and a new dynamic. And this is just going to be a memory, and this is just going to be a phase, and this is just going to be a chapter in your life. But to those of you that are my students, you know how to reach me. You know where to find me. I really hope you'll check in from time to time. Even if you're not a former student of mine, I'm always available to listen, to offer unsolicited advice if that's what you need, or to just be an ear for you to vent. But I really and truly, seniors, do wish the best for you. I have really enjoyed watching you grow and progress and turn into the people that you are. I'm sad to see you go, but I'm very excited to see what you're going to do. Congratulations. I cannot wait to see what the next phase of life has for you. Congrats, seniors.